Batman Spawn from DC and Image. I have been a fan of this ever since the 90s comic books from Image and DC, and really love that they were able to bring this back in 23 with kind of a more modern take on this unforgettable and most bizarre and unique crossover, I think, just in comic books, period. McFarlane and Capullo coming together for this just makes this event all the much more awesome, as they're giants in their own right and have worked together to really bring this really extravagant story from the past for one of the most unlikeliest of team-ups. Batman and Spawn, two very well-known and established characters coming from two different publishing companies, has always been for me the more extreme crossover that we've seen, as DC and Marvel has done this before. But personally, Batman Spawn has been the most exciting and the most unique story-wise. Interestingly, Batman Spawn parallel in very powerful ways that over the years have made for some really awesome stories. From their background origin stories to their approach on vigilantism, crime fighting, and their roles as heroes or anti-heroes, to how they handle personal demons, one more literally than the other. First introduced in 1994, Batman Spawn 2023 is not a continuation, it's a new story in its own, and includes both characters, Batman and Spawn, in their current state from their respective universes. Spawn coming from the Scorch universe, kind of this Hellspawn organization that he's formed over the years, and Batman coming from his very drawn out, very dramatic war with Gotham's Court of Owls. Batman Spawn 2023 is an awesome read for any fan of Batman or Spawn that both includes these powerhouse heroes, but also includes villains story arcs, classic and new, because you can't have a Batman story without the Joker, or you can't have a Spawn story without the Violator. Without giving too much away, it seems that this is going to expand as a narrative. As in 1994, both the Image and DC Spawn Batmans kind of were one-shots and really didn't expand further, although without giving too much away, it seems like this is something that can grow into a more expansive universe. Kind of going to be strange for both characters where they currently stand in their respective universes, but I would still love to see this continue into some kind of solid arc and a line in itself. Artwork really does speak for itself, as names like McFarlane and Capullo really promise some really amazing visuals that are really classic for anything that Todd McFarlane is known for making. So if you're familiar with Todd McFarlane artwork, or even Greg Capullo artwork, it is really a driving force for this title as a whole. And with that, variants, as this rollout was kind of sneaky, I did not catch it right away, but was able to get quite a few variants that just include artwork from various artists. I'm not really too sure who they are, but just absolutely love these variants. These characters together artistically just allow for a really great opportunity for amazing art. And I'll just show you, this is another cover of it, just with Batman and Spawn. I mean, artistically, it just allows for some really, really, really great artwork. Story side or narrative aside, it just creates for awesome artwork. Again, do not know who the artists are for this, but there were several covers released for this Batman Spawn. This one is absolutely amazing, but gonna have to go with this black and white Capullo cover for Batman Spawn #1. Absolutely beautiful. Gonna be my favorite cover. Was not able to grab them all, as there were quite several covers that were released for this. But this is absolutely beautiful. And of course, I have and want to talk about the 1994 versions. This was DC's Batman Spawn, subtitled War Devil, and was just a really good supernatural story of an adventure between Spawn and Batman in the city of Gotham. And this was just really cool. But gonna have to stick with the classic Spawn Batman from also 1994, the collaboration between Image and DC, written by Frank Miller and Todd McFarlane together. This is just probably gonna be my favorite. I feel it's also the biggest book, I'm not sure, but this was really awesome. But to see that this was brought back from 1994 to 2023 is pretty awesome. Batman Spawn, easily one of my favorite mashups. This was absolutely awesome. If you guys read this, let me know what you guys thought of it. Speaking of Batman coming from DC Comics, Chip Zdarsky's Batman the Knight, we also finished this week with issue number 8, issue 9, and sadly coming to an end with the last book in this series, issue number 10. An expansive origin story for Bruce Wayne as the multifaceted Dark Knight and protector of Gotham, and embellishes on almost every single aspect that makes Batman who he is. For me, the deepest dive in the journey Bruce Wayne takes to becoming the Dark Knight, as it follows him across the world, traveling, seeking out masters of detection, of combat, and even learning how to physically and spiritually awaken himself, giving him capabilities that, of course, he never knew or dreamed that he could have. As another origin story, what made this stand out from anything else I've read is the realization of how close Bruce Wayne came to not really understanding or believing in the difference between justice and vengeance. And as the story progresses in these 10 issues, kind of plays with his motives as it twists and turns his intentions and actions, never really knowing whether he's being driven by his wanting of vengeance or if he really believes in the concept of justice. Coming from Chip Zdarsky, D. Giandomencio, and Placencia, put together an absolutely beautiful book that incorporates the newer style that we're typically used to for Batman's story, but still utilizing beautiful illustrations and vibrant colors that really made this book a lot of fun to read and really a lot of fun to look at. This is Batman the Knight the last issue number 10. This was really awesome. No-brainer for Batman fans. This week we are also caught up with Jeff Lemire's Little Monsters, issue number 7. These covers are all amazing. Check out issue number 8. We are caught up through issue number 9. Might be my favorite cover of these 4, all the way to issue number 10. If you follow this channel at all, you know that I'm a big Jeff Lemire fan, coming from titles like Trillium and Ascender and Descender. Space Saga, Jeff Lemire is just responsible for some of the most creative titles coming from Image Comics. Little Monsters follows a group of vampiric children that at first seem to be all that remains after a catastrophic apocalyptic event wipes out all humanity on the planet. Jeff Lemire has stated that Little Monsters is not a straight horror, instead a more dramatic story, as it focuses on each of the children's choices and morals, as each issue reveals more and more of their traumatic backgrounds, as well as the mysterious origins of this vampiric disease. Of the many things that Little Monsters does, it creates some really compelling characters, some intense conflicts for these children as they really ultimately struggle with truth, identity, and morality. For the exception of blood and some artwork that is inside of the story, the book itself is only in black and white and is a beautiful illustration of a world brought to ruin, but is also symbolic of the condition, emotional, mental condition that these characters find themselves in. Even though I did do a little bit of research and cannot confirm anything, I do believe that Little Monsters is a story that takes place inside of the Ascender-Descender universe. If you've read Jeff Lemire's Ascender-Descender, it does include a form of vampires. Could this be an origin story? Could this be within the same universe? I think it would be awesome if it was, but just the fact that Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen from Ascender are back together creating Little Monsters would be the only real evidence that bridges the two titles together, but nothing to confirm. Regardless, Little Monsters is a lot of fun to read. This is really good. And that is all that we have for this week in comics. Let me know what you guys are reading this week, or if you're reading any of these, let me know what you think. Thank you guys for watching. See y'all next time.